Okay, so pasensya na po, naka-white shirt si sir dahil nag-attend po ako ng graduation. Kaya magbarong ako. A firefighter observes that wood has been heated and has decomposed into char and combustible vapors. Before actually flaming occurs, which process has taken place? A. Vaporization. B. Pyrolysis. C. Oxidation. D. Sublimation. Okay, so pakita nga ng mga sagot. Okay, very good. So the answer is pyrolysis. So bakit pyrolysis? Because pyrolysis is the chemical decomposition of material. Okay, so nung nag-heated po ito ay nag-decompose. When we say decompose po, yan po yung nagbago siya ng kanyang properties. Okay? So nagbago yung kanyang chemical decomposition. And then bakit hindi siya vaporization? Kasi ang vaporization po is the change of liquid into gas. Okay, liquid to gas. And then, what is oxidation? Oxidation is the chemical reaction of fuel with oxygen during combustion. So, reaction of fuel. Okay, so dito po ay yung fuel mismo, any other type of fuel, basta po may reaction ng fuel, so that is called oxidation. And then what is sublimation? Sublimation is when a solid change directly into a gas. Okay? So any solid material na nagkaroon ng pagbabago into gas. Okay? So that is sublimation. Okay? So ganito pong tidying yung gagawin natin. So, identify natin yung bawat choices para ma-ensure na if ever, sa susunod na mga question, kung vaporization yung lalabas na tanong, at least we can answer. Alam natin yung keyword natin pagdating sa vaporization, sa oxidation, and sa sublimation. Although, bira naman ang word ng sublimation pagdating sa fire. Plausible distractors lang po siya. Okay, number 2. Which indicator is considered least reliable in determining the origin of fire? A. Witness statement. B. Burn patterns. C. Location of deepest char. Or D. Ventilation alone. Okay, so meron pang may ibang sagot. Okay, so naglalaro sa A and B yung mga sagot. So tinatanong po dito, again, kailangan natin ma-analyze ng mabuti yung tanong bago tayo sumagot. So, indicator is considered the least reliable, yung pinaka mababa. Okay, the correct answer is ventilation. Okay, ano ba yung ventilation? So, yung ventilation, yan yung flow ng oxygen or ng air dun sa sunog. So, can we determine the origin of fire through ventilation effects alone? Hindi po. Ang hinahanap po natin dito ay least reliable. Yung pinaka hindi maaasahan. Okay, kaya sabi ko po, kailangan basahin mabuti yung tanong. Okay? Yung burn patterns, yan yung kailangan mo para ma-determine yung origin ng fire. Okay? Yan yung pinaka-kailangan mo. So, yan yung pinaka-common na maasahan natin or indicator kung saan nagsimula yung apoy. And then witnesses may provide useful information about the fire, the condition or events before the fire. So meron tayong makukuhang significant information or important information from the statement of the witness kung saan nagsimula yung apoy. Pero during investigation, pinaka reliable po natin dito ay yung burn patterns. Kasi yung mga witness, especially kung ang witness mo nasa labas nung scene, nung fire, hindi niya alam kung saan sa loob ng burning building or structure nagsimula yung apoy. Pwedeng nakita niya na nagsimula yung apoy dun sa isang kwarto, pero saan dun sa kwarto nagsimula yung apoy? Okay? Again, ang tanong po dito ay yung least reliable. And then when we say naman po yung deepest char, so yan naman po yung indicate na prolonged exposure. So yan yung pinakamatagal na na-expose sa apoy. Next question, basahin muna bago sumagot. A liquid fuel continues to burn even after the ignition source has been removed. The temperature involved is most likely the what? A, flash point, B, boiling point, C, flame point, or D, critical point. Again, basahin po natin. A liquid fuel, liquid yung fuel natin. It continues to burn. Tuloy-tuloy daw na nasusunog kahit wala ng ignition source. Ano ba yung ignition source? Kung saan nagsimula yung apoy. Ano ba yung pinagsimulan? Bakit nagkaroon ng apoy? Halimbawa, pwede tayo yung mga mechanical sources, okay, mga natural sources. So, we have different types of ignition source. Kahit daw wala na yun, for example, yung open flame mismo, gumamit ka ng lighter para sindihan yung papel, ang ignition source mo doon ay yung lighter. Kahit tanggalin mo yung papel, ay yung lighter, nagliliyab pa rin daw yung papel. So, anong temperature daw yung na-involve? Nung tanggal na yung ignition source. Wala na, iba-iba na. Okay? So, yung flash point po, so, yan yung kung saan magbibigay ng vapors to ignite yung fuel natin. So, dyan magsisimula yung apoy. So, yan yung point kung saan nagkakaroon na ng spark yung fuel natin or nagbibigay na ng vapors para mag-liyab. Yung vapors na yun yung magiging fire. And then, boiling point naman is the temperature ng liquid na nag-change into a gas. Okay? So, liquid to gas. Flash point, vapor. Flame point, the lowest temperature kung saan magsisimula na pong mag-apoy yung liquid. The lowest temperature at which a liquid produces enough vapors. And then, critical point refers to physical property where liquid and gas phase become indistinguishable. So, wala naman din tayong critical point pagdating sa fire protection or sa study ng fire. So, X na natin si critical point. So, boiling point, liquid to gas. Meron bang sinabing liquid to gas sa question? Wala, walang nabanggit. So, X na rin natin si boiling point. So, mamimili na lang kay flash point or kay flame point. Okay, final answer. Pahingi ulit ako ng sagot. Flash point or flame point? Okay, so naghati pa rin ng ating mga warriors. So the correct answer is flame point. Okay, kasi po, it continues to burn. Tuloy-tuloy na po na nagliliyab. Okay? Yung flash point, siya yung starting. Okay? And then, kapag ka naman continuous na, so dyan na papasok si flame point. Okay, next question. Sana dito tumama na ng marami. Smoldering combustion may continue even when oxygen concentration is reduced to how many percentage? A, 5%, B, 8%, C, 12%, or D, 18%. Smoldering combustion po, mga kapatid. The correct answer is Bravo. Okay. Sir, bakit Bravo? Ba't hindi 12%? Sagot namin, sir, 12%. Okay, so bakit siya 8%? Kasi ang 5%, so masyadong mababa. It's too low. Mahirap kasi magsulat kapag mouse yung gamit. So masyado pong mababa. Ang 5% para magkaroon ng baga or ng smoldering combustion. Ang 12% naman po, smoldering can occur at oxygen levels lower than this. Okay, ibig sabihin, this is possible or this is common. Okay? Pero ang smoldering combustion ay kaya pa rin ng mas mababa. Okay? So ano pa yung mas mababa sa 12%? So papasok po si 8%. Smoldering combustion requires less oxygen than flaming combustion. Okay, sa 12% po, enough na yan para mag-spark. Kaya lang hindi siya magtutuloy. Okay, hindi siya kayang magtuloy 12%. Okay, next question. Baka nagdududa ka na sa sarili mo niyan, kapatid. Number 5. Which heat transfer mechanism is primarily responsible for the movement of hot smoke and gases towards the upper portion? So sabi nga, di ba, hot air goes up, cold air goes down. Okay? So ano daw po ang nagpapagalaw sa mainit na hangin? Ayos, kapatid. So huwag kang mawala ng pag-asa, tumama na sa wakas. May tama ka rin naman pala. Tatama naman pala pagdating sa movement, sa heat transfer pala tatama. Kabisado ang heat transfer. Kahit balik ka rin mo yan, sir. Okay, so ano ba ang radiation? So the radiation, ang heat transfer po niyan is through electromagnetic wave na hindi po nakikita ng ating mga mata. And then ang conduction naman po ay through direct contact. Kapag ang involved po ay gas at liquid, yan po ay convection. Okay? So basta gas and mainit na hangin at mainit na tubig, convection po ang nagpapagalaw sa heat transfer. Or ang tawag natin sa heat transfer na yan ay convection. Next question, product of combustion. Which product of combustion is characterized as an aerosol containing tiny particles and liquid droplets suspended in gas phase? Oh, halo. Merong smoke, merong flame, may sumasagot ng soot. So, malabo na si char. Okay? Kasi aerosol eh. Ang char, nasa lupa yan. Diba? So, ang umaangat lang sa taas ay either smoke, flame, at soot. Okay, so mga kapatid, pagka po sinabi natin na aerosol containing tiny particles and liquid droplets, pag po merong liquid droplets at merong tiny particle, that would be the smoke. Bakit hindi po siya flame, sir? Flame, that is the visible gaseous part of fire. Okay, visible gaseous. Hirap magsulat eh. And then, pag sinabi natin soot, but hindi soot, sir? Ang soot is a carbon particles. Okay po. So, kapag po carbon particles, yan po ay soot. Okay? Ang char naman po is a carbon-rich solid residue. Okay? Carbon residue. Nababasa ko ba yung sulat? Ito po yung mga keyword para po sa different product of combustion. Pag soot, carbon particles. Pag flame, visible gaseous part of fire. And then pag char, that would be the carbon-rich residue. Ito, classifications of fire. So, which class of fire would most likely intensify if water were improperly applied because of decomposition into oxygen and hydrogen? Which class of fire would most likely intensify? Naniniwala na talaga ako, kailangan talaga ng tithing program. Malaking tulong po ang tithing para sa atin, mga kapatid. Okay, himayin natin. Anong klase daw ng fire? Or anong class ng fire? Yung bang lalo pang mag-i-intensify sa water or magpapalakas kapag water ang ginamit. Okay? Because of decomposition into oxygen and hydrogen. Alin ba yung magde-decompose? Wala pong iba kung hindi yung water. Kapag ginamitan mo ng water, yung water daw po ay magte-turn into oxygen. Ay magiging oxygen daw. So, anong class ng fire? Pag class A, those are the normally prepared or yung mga solid combustible materials. And most likely, ang ginagamit po natin dyan pangpatay ay water. Water po ang ginagamit pampatay dyan. Yes, nagte-turn into oxygen yung ibang water, pero namamatay po yung apoy. Kapag ang apoy ay class A. Okay po. So, what is the correct answer, sir? So, the correct answer is class D. Bakit class D? Because these are metals. Try mong magtapon ng tubig sa mainit na bakal kahit hindi nagliliyab na bakal. Ano mangyari doon sa tubig? Di ba nagiging gas po agad? Nagiging hydrogen, nagiging oxygen? Nagbabago agad ng physical properties. So, ang term po dito ay intensify. Lumalakas pa daw po yung apoy kapag tinapunan ng tubig. Kaya nga hindi po tubig ang ginagamit pamatay sa class D fires. Okay? So, water is not recommended, but the main concern is oil splatter. So, pagdating sa class K. So, yung mga kitchen fires natin, bakit hindi rin siya ginagamitan ng tubig? Kasi kapag tinapunan mo ng tubig yan, yung oil, kakalat, mag-i-splatter. So, possible na kumalat pa lalo yung apoy. Pero dito po kasi sa senaryo natin, ang nangyari po ay nag-intensify. Okay? At naging oxygen and hydrogen yung tubig na ginamit. Sa class K po, maghahalo po siya or ikakalat po ng water yung oils. Okay? So, class C, danger in electrical shock. So, hindi po magiging oxygen yung hangin kung hindi ikaw ay baka maging hangin. Okay, magiging multo ka na dahil makukuryente ka, hindi ka namatay sa sunog, namatay ka sa kuryente. Pagka tinapunan mo ng tubig, ang class C na fires. Okay, next question. Extinguishing principle. Which extinguishing principle attacks the chemical chain reaction rather than reducing the temperature or oxygen concentration? Alin daw pong extinguishing method ang umaatake sa chemical chain reaction instead of reducing the temperature or the oxygen concentration? Marami pa rin pong mali. Okay, so walang problema. Kasi kaya nga tayo nagta-tithing para yan ay tama. So, starvation, ano po ba ang starvation? So, ang starvation po is i-remove mo yung fuel. Ang cooling naman po ay gagamit ka ng water para bumaba yung temperature. And then separation, ihiwalay mo. Okay? Yung fuel ng fire at yung oxygen source. Okay? So yung fuel ay i-break up mo siya in contact with the oxygen. And then ang chemical flame inhibition naman po, yan po yung method kung saan ini-interrupt natin yung chemical chain reaction. Ayan na chemical chain, tapos chemical flame. Ayun doon na po ang keyword. Okay po, so again, kailangan po muna nating basahin bago natin sagutan. Himayin nyo po muna yung tanong, ito po ay hindi pabilisan sumagot. Ito po ay para mas maintindihan mo yung tinatanong at makita mo yung tamang sagot. Next question. During the incipient stage, flames appearing in the upper layer, okay, of smoke without total room involvement are referred to as. Nauna pang pumapalakpak yung isa, no? Sabugan ka ng backdrop, bahala ka. Ang tinutukoy po dito ay meron daw pong flames dun sa itaas ng sunog. Okay? So, yung mga na-meet ko for topic ng fire, pinanood ko po sa inyo yung video niyan. Nasa taas yung fire na may kasamang smoke. Hindi naman nasusunog yung kisame, di ba? Kasi halimbawa, semento yan. Pero bakit may apoy doon? So, ano pong tawag natin doon? Ala sila. Tapos na po kayo sa fire. Okay, so the correct answer is rollover po. Okay po. Yan po yung kung saan halimbawa po may silid. Tapos andito po yung sunog. Okay, apoy yan. Hindi lang mukha lang di apoy. Tapos nag-smoke po yan sa kisame. Tapos ngayon yung smoke na yan, pag napuno po yan, lalabas po yung smoke kung saan po may entrance door. Halimbawa, sabihin natin dyan yung door. Paano ba gumawa ng 3D? Yan. So, lalabas po yung smoke dito. Tapos, nagkakaroon ng apoy dito sa kisame. Pero, hindi naman kasi nasusunog, di ba, yung kisame, lalo na kung yan ay gawa sa concrete. So, ba't yung nagkakaapoy? Ang tawag po doon ay roll over. So, it occurs when unburned combustible gases in the smoke layer ignite near the ceiling. Meron pong mga unburned combustible gases. Di ba yung fuel natin, nagre-release muna yan ng vapors. Okay, so meron pong mga unburned na mga vapors na umabot sa kisame. Na doon sila inabutan ng ignition temperature. Doon sila nagliyab, kaya napunta po sila sa kisame. And then, ano ba yung flashover? It involves near simultaneous ignition of most combustibles in the room. So, yun po yung katabi ka nung nasusunog. Ito yung nasusunog, ito yung upuan, tapos nasunog din yung upuan, nag-release na rin ng combustible vapors, tapos unti-unti na rin siyang nag-liyap. Pero yung unang sunog, nandito. So that is called flashover. Ang flame spread naman po, ito yung mag-extend yung fire from one place to another. So gumagapang na po yung apoy. So halimbawa, andyan yung apoy. Nasusunog yung apoy dyan, tapos may lamesa dito. And then nasunog yung carpet. And then, kumapit yung apoy sa carpet, pumunta sa higaan, doon sa bed frame, nasunog din yung higaan. So that is flame spread. Ang backdrop naman po is explosion. Okay? Kapag ka nag-introduce ka ng oxygen sa ventilation limited na area na under fire or under combustion. Nakakasunod po ba? Kung nakakasunod, pengi nga akong emoji na wala dito sa ABCD. Ano ba yung emoji natin dito? Thinking emoji. Yung nakahawak sa babang ganun. Para nag-iisip-isip muna bago sumagot. Ayan, okay, very good. So nakikinig. Okay, next question. Fire patterns. So which fire pattern is commonly associated with prolonged exposure of concrete? Concrete po yung tinatanong. Wait lang, concrete yung tinatanong. Okay? To intense heat. Okay, so majority ng sagot, alligator ring. Obviously, alligator ring po ba? Sige, wait lang. Hanapin ko yung picture ko dito ng alligator. Nasa Senado kasi yung iba eh. Wala, hindi ko muna makita. Sige. Alam niyo naman po yung balat ng alligator, di ba? Okay, so yun po yung tinatawag nating alligator ring. Yung nasunog po na fuel, commonly po, that is wood. Okay, yung mga kahoy po. Sa kahoy po siya nakikita. So, meaning, alligator ring, sorry to say, that is incorrect. Okay, so mali na po si alligator ring. Yan po yung parang nag-i-scale-scale na ganyan yung kahoy. Ayan, parang abs lang, diba? Makikita mo yan. Sure ako nakita mo na yan. Okay, so change question. Change answer. Mali po ang alligator ring. Ano pang pwede mong masagot dyan? Na-cancel natin or na-exclude na natin si alligator ring. Okay, so yun. Nakuha na yung tamang sagot. Okay, so the correct answer is spalling. Bakit po spalling? Alam niyo po yung nasunog, ako po kasi kami nasunugan na kami ng bahay. Okay, tapos nung nasunog yung bahay namin na yon, yung gawa ko sa concrete yung pader namin, alam mo yung palitada nung bahay, tsaka yung skim coat niya, natatanggal na po yun. Parang napaso, tapos lumobo, nag-blister, nakaangat. Ganun po yung spalling. Nababakbak yung palitada nung semento sa pader dahil sa matagal na exposure sa sobrang init. Okay? Intense heat. Ano naman po yung arc beads, sir? Or arch beads. So these are small melted metals. Yan po yung pag nagwe-welding, may mga tumatalan sa parang baga. Yun po yung arc beads. Okay? Grazing is the fine cracks usually seen on glass surface when exposed to heat. So, kapag bumili ka ng lechong manok, nakita mo yung ihawan nila, gawa sa salamin, tapos may crack, ang tawag po doon ay grazing. Okay po. Okay, next question. Pulsating smoke-stained windows accompanied by little visible flame should alert firefighters the possibility of nadali din mga kapatid. Okay? Backdraft. Okay? Yung mga bintana na parang tumitibok-tibok ang puso pero mga parang tumitibok yung mga salamin tapos may mga stain ng smoke. Yan po ay ang term natin dito ay clue. Okay, so yan po ay isang clue na possible na magkaroon ng backdraft kapag nagbigay ka ng oxygen or nag-introduce ka ng oxygen doon sa may room na yon na kung saan yung window ay nagpapulsate at merong smoke stain. Next, number 12. Which factor contributes most to the rapid transition of modern content of PARS into ventilation limited? Wait, gusto ko po basahin niyo po munang mabuti yung tanong at yung choices. Okay. Which factor contributes most to the rapid transition of modern content PAR into ventilation limited condition? Yun, very good. Okay po. So, tama nga ba? Okay, maraming tama. Kaya lang nahati pa rin po tayo mga kapatid. So, sige, himayin natin. So, alin daw po yung pinaka nagbibigay ng contribution para daw po yung mga modern content ng PAR ay mabilis na mag-transition into a ventilation limited condition. Lower fuel load. Wala na yan. Hindi namin sagutin yan. Fuel na nga eh. Di ba? Iba yung ventilation. Ang ventilation ang tinutukoy niyan, yung oxygen, syempre. Di ba? So, fuel yan eh. Mali na yan. Increase moisture content. Ba pagdating sa modern content of fire? Wala din namang moisture content doon. Okay, so energy efficient building construction. Narinig ko na ba yan? Ha? Or greater availability of oxygen. Ano kayang sagot? Ako mga kapatid, aminin ko rin sa inyo, sa tanong po na to, nahirapan din ako. Okay? Ang ginagawa ko po yung question at naghahanap ako ng mga test bank, ay nahirapan din ako sagutin. Nagkamali din po ako, to tell you honestly. Kapag talaga hindi natin naintindihan mabuti yung tanong at napangunahan natin, ay kakaroon talaga makapag-make mistake talaga tayo. Ang tinutukoy po kasi dito sa greater availability of oxygen, ibig sabihin ng greater, great. Marami. Ang tanong ay limited lang daw yung ventilation. So, conflict po sila. Hindi sila magkaparehas. Okay, so nagwagi ang mga trumpets. So the correct answer is energy efficient construction building. Sir, ano po ba yung energy efficient construction building? So yan po yung mga modern buildings na kung saan tightly sealed po yung mga pagitan or yung mga siwang na kung saan hindi makapasok yung oxygen. Kaya nga po mabilis nag-transit ang modern content ng fire kasi ang modern content of fire ay malakas po itong kumonsume ng oxygen. Kaya kung walang panibagong supply ng oxygen, ang modern content of fire ay magkakaroon agad ng early decay stage. Pero kung mabibigyan ito ng pagkakataon na masupplyan ulit ng oxygen, magkakaroon siya ng panibagong growth stage. Papasok siya sa second growth stage and then yung kanyang pinaka-peak. And then, second, decay stage. Okay po. So, yun po yung energy efficient building. Siya yung nakaka-apekto kung bakit mabilis mag-transition ang modern content ng fires. Okay po. So, naintindihan sana natin. Kung naintindihan, pa-send nga ng heart react. Wala po kasing mapasukan na hangin or hindi makapasok yung hangin dun sa room dahil tightly sealed yung mga ganyang klase ng building construction. Imaginein mo na lang yung mga soundproof na kwarto. Ayan, yung mga ganon. Talagang even the sound cannot penetrate how much more the oxygen or the air. Okay, next question is spontaneous heating in haystacks resulting in ignition is classified under what sources of ignition? Spontaneous heating in haystack. Environmental ignition sources. Thermal ignition sources. May sumagot ng biological ignition sources. Okay, ang environmental ignition sources po, isang example po natin dyan ay yung lightning. Okay po, yung mga kidlat. May kidlat po ba sa spontaneous heating ng haystack? So wala po. So X na natin si environmental ignition. What about thermal sources ignition? This involves external heat sources such as heaters or mga flames. So when we say thermal ignition, yun yung mga gaya ng matches, open flame, torch. Yung bang may apoy na agad, yun ang thermal ignition source. Lighter. Lighter yung gagamitin mo pang siga. That is thermal ignition source. Mechanical, so you need machines dito. Ang nangyari po dito ay friction. So the correct answer is biological ignition source. Bakit? Haystack is a damo. Ang damo po ay may buhay. And bio means life. Nakuha po. Okay, next. A kitchen worker throws a damp. Damp po, ibig sabihin basa. Ano? Damp fire blanket over a small pan of burning cooking oil, causing the flames to die out within seconds. Which side of fire triangle did the blanket directly eliminate? Okay, very good. May tama pa rin, kapatid. Okay. So, bakit po nanggaganyan? Kasi tinakpan po eh. Ito yung kawali, tinakpan mo ng basahan or ng blanket, nagkaroon po ng separation. Yung cooking oil at saka po yung oxygen. So, hindi na po naka-penetrate or nagkaroon ng contact si oxygen kay fuel or dun kay cooking oil. Next, if you remove any single one of the three components of the basic fire triangle, what will happen to the fire? The fire will immediately transition into smoldering phase. The fire will go out completely. The fire will continue burning but at much slower rate. Or the fire will explode due to a chemical imbalance. Okay, very good mga kapatid. Ako po ay nagagalak na tama ang inyong sagot dito. Okay, so ito po ay isang katunayan na hindi lagi ang pinakamahaba ang tamang sagot. Kailangan pa rin gamitin ng isip. So, bakit po hindi immediately transition into smoldering phase? Okay? Ang nag-smoldering phase po ay yung fuel. Yung fire po ay mawawala. So, that will go out completely. Yung fuel po ang nagbabaga na lang. Which type of exposure refers specifically to occupants threatened by heat, smoke, or toxic gases? So, wala nang magkakamali. Okay? Bonus! May bonus si sir. Live exposure. Hindi nalagyan ng animation. Dinoble check ko pa yan ulit kagabi. Okay, so live exposure, bakit? Ang sinatanong po dyan ay yung occupants. Pero kapag ang tinutukoy po ay yung mga katabing building, so that would be structural exposure. Kapag nagbigay naman po ng example ng single property, for example, table, bed, okay, other appliances, those are called property exposure. O yung mga valuables na nandoon sa building. Ay, may bonus ulit. Double check ko na nga to, baka magsunod-sunod yung bonus. Anong number na tayo? 17. Ay, sunod-sunod nga yun. Nasunod-sunod. Wait lang po. Susunod-sunod ang bonus. Okay. So number 17. Gutan pa rin natin. A technician accidentally leaves a heat gun running next to a pile of scrap cardboard in a standard office room. The cardboard catches fire. In this scenario, what specific role does the surrounding indoor air play within the fire triangle model? May binanggit po na source or heat. Okay, so fire triangle. May binanggit na cardboard, which is the fuel. Pero sa hinaba-haba ng prosesyon, ang tinanong pa rin ay yung air, which is the oxygen. At ang oxygen po, it acts as oxidizer. Okay po? So kaya kailangan pong maintindihan natin yung question. If you understand the question, hindi ka po mahirapan hanapin yung tamang sagot. Number 18. Before conducting vertical ventilation, a firefighter should first, ano daw po nang dapat gawin ng firefighter kapag maglalagay sila ng vertical ventilation o yun po yung magbubutas sila ng bubong. Okay, very good. So, kailangan po nilang i-identify muna kung matibay po ba yung biga o kung ano man po yung sumusuporta doon sa bubong. Kasi tutungtong po sila doon eh. Hindi ka makakagawa ng vertical ventilation kung mahuhulog ka rin doon. Bagay, nakagawa ka pero nahulog ka as firefighter, kaya lang mamatay ka din. Diba? Hindi naman pwede. Ang priority po pagdating sa fire protection ay, or firefighting ay life over property. Life po muna bago property. So hindi pwedeng isasaalang-alang natin yung buhay ng firefighter para lang maligtas yung property. So evaluate mo na kung matibay po ba at kaya po ba na suportahan ng mga trusses or ng mga biga yung bubong o kung ano man po yung nandun na sumusuporta sa bubong. 19. Which operation focuses on preventing free flash and eliminating hidden embers? Alin pong phases of firefighting ang magtatanggal ng chances or possibility na magkaroon po ulit ng rekindling or ng pagkaroon ng apoy ulit? Okay, very good. That would be the overhaul. Okay? So, ang salvage po kasi, ito yung puprotektahan mo yung property other than the fire itself. Okay? Ibig sabihin, masisira siya ng tubig kasi gamit natin tubig pampatay ng apoy. So, pag niligtas mo yung computer, hindi dahil masusunog, dahil mababasa, ang tawag doon ay salvage. Pag niligtas mo yung or inilabas mo yung refrigerator, yung yung ref, yun po ay tinatawag na salvage. Yung mga papers, para hindi mabasa, that is salvage. Iba po yung salvage na kagisnan. Okay, iba pagdating sa fire, kaya meron tayong sariling definition of terms. And then exposure naman po, it protects the nearby structure. Kung ano po yung katabi, yun po yung bubombahin ng tubig para hindi masunog. Ang tinatanong po dito ay yung reflush ang aalisin at mawala yung mga nakatago pang baga. So ang rescue naman po, this is focused on saving lives. Kapag ang nilabas mo, aso, pusa, tao, that is called rescue. And then when we say overhaul, this involves checking for hidden embers and extinguish the remaining hot spots or yung mga baga na naiwan pa or nagbabaga pa kahit wala ng apoy. So anong gagawin? Papatayin po yung baga or babasain yung baga para mawala. Number 20. Which dry chemical agent is approximately twice as effective as sodium bicarbonate and commonly used in airports and fuel depots? A. Potassium chloride. B. Monoammonium phosphate. C. Potassium bicarbonate. D. Urea potassium bicarbonate. So, ganito na lang. Hindi tayo familiar dun sa mga chemical. Ang nabanggit ay sodium bicarbonate. Bicarbonate, ano daw ang mas maganda sa bicarbonate? Chloride, phosphate, at dalawang bicarbonate. So, kung hindi tayo pamilyar, pwede natin isagot si potassium chloride. Pero, sigurado ba tayo or alam ba natin kung ano yung potassium chloride? So, kung hindi, wag muna. Monoammonium phosphate. Sigurado ba tayo dito? Ano bang klaseng chemical to? Okay? Pero yung bicarbonate na nandito ay effective daw na pangpatay ng apoy. Ang tinatanong lang ay yung twice as effective. So, kung ang bicarbonate ay nakakapatay ng apoy, yung potassium bicarbonate at urea potassium bicarbonate ay ibig sabihin, may possibility na pampatay ng apoy. So, eliminate natin yung dalawa, punta tayo sa dalawang bicarbonate. So, mamimili ka na lang, ini-mini mo, potassium or urea potassium bicarbonate. So, parehas pala silang may potassium. So, ang tanong, idadagdag mo ba si urea or hindi? Okay, so to answer the question, so pinaka-highly effective po on flammable liquid fires and is widely used in aviation and fuel storage facility, that would be potassium bicarbonate. Okay, so now, you know, diba? So that's the purpose of tithing program. At least, mabobroaden yung ating vocabulary at yung other na natatopic, na hindi natatopic during discussion. So ang urea potassium bicarbonate is also effective. Kaya lang, hindi po siya ginagamit dito sa airport and fuel depot. Next. Okay, medyo mahaba. An investigator examined a smoldering, deep-seated charcoal fire that has been burning slowly inside a sealed kiln with restricted airflow for hours without producing an open flame, which statement accurately describes the scenario using fire combustion models. A. The fire can be fully explained by the fire triangle because flaming combustion is not occurring. B. The fire is completely evolved into three-dimensional fire, tetrahedron, because of the thermal energy buildup. C. The fire is functioning beyond the limits of both models due to the absence of gaseous pyrolysis. Or D. The fire is actively relying on a flaming chemical chain reaction that is hidden from the view. So what's your answer? Okay, nag-iisip pa. Okay, clue. Nasa smoldering phase ka na po, kapatid. Okay, huwag mong kalimutan, ang iniimbestigahan po ng investigator ay smoldering phase. Nag-iisip pa rin sila. Natuto na sa mga kamalian kanina. Napabigla-bigla niyang sagot. Pag ba nag-smoldering phase ay beyond the limit na ba yun ng model ng part triangle and part tetrahedron? Hindi ba pasok pa rin naman po sa part triangle at part tetrahedron kapag naubos na ang fuel ay mag-undergo ng smoldering phase ang ating fire. So, X na po natin si Charlie. Completely evolved into three-dimensional fire tetrahedron because of thermal energy buildup. So, meron po bang three-dimensional fire? Wala na po. Okay? Ay, smoldering phase na. At pagdating po sa thermal buildup, ay nag-iinit pa lang, hindi pa kailangan ng term natin dito, yung chain reaction. Okay? So the correct answer is alpha po. So bakit alpha? Smoldering combustion does not depend on self-sustaining flame chemistry. Emphasized in fire tetrahedron. Heat, fuel, and oxygen are sufficient to explain the process. So, the basic part triangle model pa lang po ay nagkakaroon naman na talaga ng smoldering phase, lalo na yung mga class A fires. Diba? Yung baga. Diba kaya nga nung simula, try mo yung uling. Ako sa discussion ko kasi ng natatopic ko po ito. Pag nag-iihaw ng uling, pinapaypayan mo. Pag pinapaypayan mo ng pinapaypayan yon, mabilis magbabaga yung iba pang uling. And then, pag nag-aapoy siya, bakit? Mataas yung ratio nung air or nung oxygen. Ang charcoal po kasi ay nag-undergo na siya ng combustion. So, hindi na ganun kataas yung kanyang fuel dito. Kasi na-consume na yun nung una niyang combustion. Diba, ang mga uling ko ay mga sinunog na yan eh. So, kaya ang uling, ang purpose talaga niya is yung init lang. Hindi talaga mag-create ng fire. So, dito po, a smoldering phase, pasok na po dyan si basic fire triangle. Okay, next question. A safety officer is explaining why certain fire extinguisher works differently. They state that while some agents put out fires by lowering the temperatures, other work strictly by separating from the fuel from oxygen. What term is used to describe the method of putting out a fire by removing its oxygen supply? Kapatid, oxygen supply. Nauna na naman yung pagsagot. O nalito dahil nagbago yung pwesto ng sagot. Removing the oxygen supply. Sa hinaba-haba ng prosesyon, ang tanong po ay removing the oxygen supply. Nabanggit na natin to kanina. Nag-cooling, starvation, and smothering na tayo. Interruption, that is the chemical chain, breaking of the chemical chain reaction, yung interruption. Iniba lang yung term. Okay, yun. Nakapag-isip-isip ng mga kapatid. The correct answer is smothering. So again, ang cooling po ay lowering the temperature. Lowering ang temp. Ang starvation, yan po yung removing the fuel. Okay? Okay? Visual na yan. Kaya sinusulat ko pa rin po. Remove fuel po pag starvation. Pagka cooling, ay lowering the temperature. Ang smothering naman po is removing the oxygen supply. Parang yung sa damp na fire blanket kanina, yung kitchen oil, tapos yung damp na fire blanket, kinover daw, tapos namatay yung apoy. Anong tawag doon? Smothering. Bakit smothering? Kasi nga po, wala nang connection si fuel at kay oxygen. Okay? Ito po yun, no? By separating the fuel from the oxygen. Ano daw yung term sa tawag na yun? Ay, may sagot. Isa pa naman sa mahirap to. Ang bilis ni Raymark magbigay ng emoji, oh. Ang bilis. Okay, so refilling an extinguisher with an agent other than that for which is designed is prohibited under. So meron pong medyo konting debate dito. Okay, so some will answer dito RA 1185. Okay, so originally the correct answer is supposed to be PD 1185. Andyan po talaga yung provision na nagsasabi o yung batas na nagsasabi na bawal mong i-refill ang fire extinguisher ng ibang agent. Halimbawa, yung clean agent, yung kulay green na fire extinguisher, ang ilalagay mong laman, dry powder na pangkulay red. Hindi po pwedeng ganon. O yung red, ang ilalagay mo na ay yung green. Kumbaga para kang bumili ng ibang tangke ng gasol, eh yun lang available nila. Sige, pwede na po yan, gamong ganon. So hindi pwede pagdating sa fire extinguisher. Okay? So bakit si RA 9514? Kasi nga po, ni-refilled na ni RA 9514 si 1185. So ang latest answer na po natin dito is si 9514. Updated reference na po siya. Ni-revise niya na yung fire code na si PD 1185. But originally, it is written on PD 1185. Okay po. Double check nga ako baka may bonus po ulit. Okay na. Okay, next question. Which BFP mandates including filing complaints with the appropriate prosecutor when warranted? I think ito nasama sa discussion ko nung sa POA. Pero during your CRI 189, na topic po yan sa 189. Okay, very good. So, hindi pa nakalimutan. So, that is fire investigation. So, fire investigators determine the cause of fire and may file criminal complaints if evidence indicates the violation of the law. Pwede pong sampa ng kaso with the prosecutor si BFP personnel or si BFP office. Okay po. And then, number 25, if you pour water onto a burning pile of wood logs, the water absorbs massive amount of heat as it turns into steam, reducing the fuel's temperature below its ignition point. According to both the fire triangle and tetrahedron, what primary mechanism of extinguishment is taking place? Okay, very good. Natuto na ang mga warriors. So, the correct answer is cooling. Number 26, which product of combustion is primarily composed of impure carbon particles? Ayan, carbon particles. Resulting from incomplete burning. Okay, very good. The correct answer is soot. Okay, kasi po si smoke ay aerosol. Ang keyword mo kay smoke ay aerosol, kay flame ay visible, gaseous, part of fire, BGF. And then si vapor, so gas phase of substance, not solid carbon residue. Okay, siya po ay gas. Next question, number 27. In one corner of the warehouse, a barrel of industrial cleaning solvent catches fire. Concurrently, the main electrical breaker funnel is throwing intense sparks and burning. How are these two distinct types of fire classified? Dalawa po yung tinatanong. Okay? Merong cleaning solvent at merong electrical breaker. Ano daw pong class ng fire yung dalawa na yan? Si solvent ay liquid. At si electrical ay, syempre, sa electrical. So, that is class C. So, hahanap ka ng class C dyan na may electrical, si A at si C lang. Pero sabi dito ni C na option, ang solvent ay class A. So, mali ito. Pero ito, tama. Ito, tama. Ito, solvent is liquid. So, that is class B. Correct answer is alpha. Okay, next again. Suppression. To suppress the burning solvent, a responding employee uses an agent that creates a blanket over the top of the liquid, cutting off the oxygen supply. Okay, very good. Natuto na. Is moderate. Next, when the BFP arrives, they systematically execute operations like size up, rescue, confinement, ventilation, so on and so forth. If a firefighter is cutting a hole in the roof to release trapped superheated gases and smoke to improve visibility and lower temperatures, what phase of firefighting is being conducted? Okay, very good. That is ventilation. Nabanggit na si roof. Okay? At nabanggit pa na gagawa ng hole or butas. Ano ba yung confinement, sir? Okay? When we say confinement, i-restrict mo yung fire into a specific area. Okay? So, maglalagay ka ng mga separation. Dapat yung separation mo ay hindi combustible, gaya ng mga fire doors, mga fire-resistant walls. Okay? So, yun po yung confinement. Overhaul naman, yan po yung ginagawa natin after ng fire fighting. Eh, dito, nagkakanda ka pa lang ng firefighting eh. Diba? And then, exposure protection. So, ipoprotektahan mo yung katabing structure. Babasahin mo yun ng tubig para hindi na masunog. Para mag-lower yung temperature at hindi umabot sa ignition temperature yung mga katabing structure. Especially kung gawa po sa mga kahoy or light materials. Number 30. The Alpha Electronic Factory features several fire safety installations. Which of the following correct pairs of active protection system with a passive protection system? Alin daw po yung magandang ikabit na may active at passive protection system? Okay, very good, warriors. Again, hindi po lahat ng pinakamahaba ay tamang sagot. So, automatic sprinkler po ay isang klase ng active na mag-activate po siya upon detecting na meron pong fire. Okay? And then, si fire-rated doors, ang ginagawa po niya is ma-prevent. Andun na siya. Okay? Passive na siya. Andun na siya kahit wala pang apoy. At kapag nagka-apoy na, andun pa rin siya, wala nang mangyayari. Yun lang yung pinaka-role niya. Tumayo lang siya doon para maiwasan na kumalat yung apoy. Next, number 31. While digging through debris, investigators notice a distinct low, wide burn pattern on a drywall surface that appears upward to a narrow point, pointing directly back toward the lowest point of the burning. What is this burn pattern called and what does this typically help identify? Okay, very good po. So, by the term po na mga ginamit, tapered upward. So, baliktad po yun. That is B pattern. Okay? Next, during the scene evaluation, investigators discover a half-melted plastic container smelling strongly of gasoline hidden under a desk, far away from any natural utility lines or appliances. Based on the fire scene evaluation criteria, how should the fire cause be classified? Okay, very good mga kapatid. Correct answer is incendiary. So yan po yung kung saan sinasadya po yung or intentional yung pagkakaroon po ng sunog. Wrong spelling. Okay. Ang natural cause po, yan po yung involves like lightning. Accidental, so mga condition na hindi po sinasadya. And then, providential cause refers to accidental or unknown circumstances. Undetermined po yung term na ginamit natin dyan sa discussion. Next, under the amending Presidential Decree 1613, if a person deliberately burns an inhabited factory, warehouse, or plant where people are known to work, what specific crime or legal standing is established? Simple arson with light penalties, destructive arson with penalty up to reclusion perpetua, simple arson with grave penalties, or destructive arson with penalty up to reclusion tempora. Okay, very good. So, pagka po alam or occupied, alam nung perpetrator na occupied po yung building, that is destructive arson with the penalty of reclusion perpetua. Investigators uncovered that the factory owner deliberately set fire to collect a massive amount of payout from their insurance provider. Under Section 6 of PD 1613, what does this intent to collect insurance constitute? What does the intent to collect insurance constitute? Okay? Very good. That is the prima facie evidence of arson. So, kita na agad natin na merong intention to claim insurance after the fire is considered a strong initial evidence of arson. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, deliberately talaga or sinadya na magkaroon ng sunog para makapag-claim ng insurance. Thanks. Sino? Lalaki? Sige. Next, number 35. Becoming intensely hot. On the unburned side of the building, causing wood panels directly touching the beam to start smoking and charring. Alam niyo po yung malalaking bakal na letter I na ganyan sa mga building na malalaki. O, yun daw po yung mainit. Tapos, meron siyang pinapatungan na kahoy. At yung kahoy daw po na yun ay nag-start na mag-smoke. So, through what method is the heat transfer? Okay, very good. Naintindihan talaga ang heat transfer. That would be conduction. Bakit? Merong direct contact. Yung I-beam na mainit at yung wood. Okay, next question. The facility uses a specific passive fire protection design where heavy fire doors are wired to electromagnets. When the central active smoke detection system triggers, the magnets release, allowing the heavy doors to slide shut automatically to seal off the warehouse from the main office. How should these two systems be classified? So, saan po yung dalawang system? Meron daw pong passive fire protection design where yung heavy doors are wired to electromagnets. And then when the central smoke detection system, okay, triggers, the magnet releases, allowing the heavy doors to slide shut automatically. Kusa pong sasarado kapag nag-activate yung smoke detection system. So A, the detection system is active and the fire doors are passive. B, both systems are classified strictly as active protection. Or C, the detection system is passive, the fire doors are active. And letter D, both systems are classified as passive protection. Okay, so ano nga po ulit yung fire doors? Is considered active or passive? Kung active, thumbs up. Kung passive, thumbs down. Ano po yung fire doors? Considered passive or active? Active pag thumbs up, thumbs down kapag passive. So, nahati. May hepang nakataas, tsaka isang may maitim na nakababa. Okay, so ang fire doors po ay considered passive. Okay po. Passive po yun, parang mga firewalls. Sila po ay under ng passive protection system. So, asan po ba yung fire doors na may passive? So, fire doors are passive or are they both active? So, kung both active, mali na agad. And then, sabi naman sa C, the fire doors is active. So, mali na po din si Charlie. So, ang pamimilian na lang po natin ay alpha at delta. So, ngayon, ang tanong, yung smoke detector, is it an active or passive? Active, thumbs up. Thumbs down kapag passive ang active detector. Or ang active detector. Smoke detector. Okay, very good. Ngayon na nga nakalagay na nga, active smoke detector. Nakalagay na nga din po di ba? Active smoke detection system. So that is alpha. Yung mga alarm po natin na yan, considered active. Okay? And then yung mga nakalagay naman na flooring na hindi nasusunog, yung firewall na hindi nasusunog, yung fire doors na gawa sa metal, those are considered passive. Okay, next question, 37. In a criminal trial before a Philippine court, the prosecution seeks to prove that an individual committed arson according to the legal precedents and fire investigation standard. What are the two vital elements that must be established to prove the corpus delicti in an arson case? A, the total cost of structural damage and the insurance policy, or the structural collapse of the building and the presence of B pattern. Or letter C, the actual burning of property and the fire was caused by a criminal act. And D, identity of the property owner and the specific type of active system failure. So, X na agad natin si Delta. Hindi naman po nasasabing arson kung depende kung sino nasunugan eh. Okay? And then, structural design. So, kapag ka ba mas mahal, arson. Kapag ka mura, ano tawag mo doon? Orson. Okay, so X na rin natin si alpha. So, hindi po nadidetermine ang arson case depende sa cost ng structural damage. Nadidetermine po yan lalo na kung inhabited po yung area. Any property burned ay considered arson. Small value or high value. So, the correct answer is Charlie. Very good. The actual burning, kailangan po may nasunog. Hindi pwedeng magke-claim ka ng arson case or magpa-file ka ng arson case na walang nasunog. Imposibleng mag-file ng arson case nang wala pong nasusunog. So, kailangan po may nasunog. Pangalawa, dapat po yun ay ginawa with intent. Okay? Meron pong intention at sinadya. That is to considered arson. Hindi po siya maging considered arson na kapag may nasunog na property, yes, may nasunog, pero hindi naman sinasadya. Diba? So, halimbawa, grass fire. Accidental na natural na grass fire talaga dahil sa init. Tapos may katabi kang bahay doon or meron kang kubo, nasunog din yung kubo. So meron kang burning property. Pero yung act, sino ba nagsimula? Wala kang sisisihin kasi natural act po siya. Okay? Next, under Section 3 of PD 1613, certain conditions act as a special aggravating. So yung mga nagpapataas po ng penalty. Aggravating circumstances that automatically increase criminal penalty for arson. Which of the following scenario describes a legal aggravating circumstances under this law? A. The fire was set during daytime on a weekend. B. The fire was committed by a person who did not own the building. C. The fire was set on occasion of a natural calamity. Or D. The building burned down completely rather than partially. So nasunog daw ng buo at hindi parte lang. Okay, very good. So na-review po at natandaan ang special aggravating circumstances under Section 3 ng PD 1613. Kapag ka po nanunog ka na mayroon pang natural calamity or during the occasion of natural calamity, ay mas mataas po yung penalty. Okay? Hindi po kapag umaga, hindi kapag hindi ikaw yung may-ari ng building, but kapag ginawa mo po yung arson or yung burning during a natural calamity, may earthquake, may bagyo, sinunog mo, sabi mo, uulan naman, hindi naman masusunog ng buo yan, bumabagyo. So, that is still considered special aggravating circumstances. Okay, next, number 39, while battling a massive blaze in a commercial strip mall, the incident commander orders a crew to spray water beams onto the roofs and wall of the adjacent and below the ignition point. What phase of firefighting does this operation represent? A. Exposure coverage. B. Salvage operation. C. Confinement. Or D. Overhaul. Okay, very good. That is exposure coverage. Again, ang salvage po ay yung puprotektahan mo yung property other than the fire. And then confinement, so that is limiting the access ng fire from other building. And then D, overhaul, this is being done after the firefighting or after the fire suppression to find the hidden embers. And number 40, the main body of the structural fire has been knocked down and visible flames are gone. Okay, so patay na po yung pinaka-main body ng apoy. Firefighters takes up access, spike poles, and thermal imaging cameras to rip open drywalls, pull down ceiling, and check inside floor joists for hidden smoldering embers. What phase of firefighting does this describe? Okay, very good. Wala na pong apoy, nabanggit na, wala nang apoy. At ang mga gamit na po nila ay mga access, spike poles, at thermal imaging camera para po mahanap yung mga hidden embers. And that is overhaul. Very good. Number 41. Upon arriving a burning 2-story residential home, the first due fire captain looks for structural warning signs, assess smoke velocity, color, maps out wind direction. So ano pong tawag dyan? Anong phase? Very good. That is size up. Okay po. So tinitingnan po nila kung gaano kalakas yung apoy at kung paano po nila itatakel yung apoy. What kind of extinguishing method will they use is being identified during size up phase ng firefighting. Number 42. An industrial facility implements a program focused on eliminating potential ignition source. Ang tatanggalin na po yung potential ignition source. Mandating strict storage protocols for oil rugs in airtight metal containers. and training staff on basic housekeeping rules. This program falls under which fundamental pillar of fire protection? Okay, since they are trying to prevent, so the correct answer is fire prevention. Very good po. So when we say fire suppression, it refers to extinguishing the fires itself. Okay? Kapag naman po fire control, limiting yung access ng fire. And fire confinement, okay, so yung mga pillars, so medyo may similarity sila ni fire control na hanggang dyan lang. So fire control is being applied during fire confinement. 43. During a structure fire, a command officer orders an interior team to deploy a specialized chemical agent designed to coat solid fuels and disrupt free radical propagation, while another team seals off doors and windows to restrict air currents. What specific goals are these two teams executing? Okay, very good. Nakita po yung suppression and control. Okay? Team po ay gumagamit sila ng chemical agent para hindi na po kumalat yung free radical. So they are suppressing the fire itself. And the second team is exercising fire control by means of sealing or limiting yung pagkalat po ng fire para hindi na po maitaboy ng air. Next, number 44. If a fire involves energized IT servers, electrical routing racks, or mga computers po, it is classified as Class C fire. If the main circuit breaker is successfully shut off and the power grid is completely isolated, how does the remaining burning plastic housing change? Okay po. Ang tinatanong po ay yung housing nung electrical main circuit. Kasi naka-off na po yung power lines. So, ang tinatanong na po ay yung plastic na cover ng main circuit. Kung yun po ang masusunog, ano daw pong class ng fire? Class C pa din, dahil merong static, or Class D because of melted electronic soldering elements, or Class A allowing the safe application of water or water-based foam, or D, Class B because melted plastic now became a liquid fuel pool. Okay, the correct answer is Charlie po. Yung plastic po ay isang solid material which is classified as Class A fires. At kung naka-off na po yung ating main breaker, ibig sabihin it is safe to use water para po patayin yung fire doon sa may breaker. Hindi po kapag nagbago yung properties ng plastic into liquid ay natunaw, ay magiging Class B fire na po. Hindi po. Dapat po from the start, ang Class B fire ay liquid or gas. Okay? Last number. A fire breaks out in a manufacturing plant, battery storage room involving burning lithium and titanium shavings. The safety officers attempt to suppress it. Which class of fire is this? What is the correct agent to use? Okay, very good. That would be Class D fires using dry powder agent. So, since our time is only given 2 p.m. to 3:30, so hanggang doon na lang po muna tayo. So, 5 questions lang naman and then mostly alam nyo naman na po yung mga na-skip natin. So, that is all. So, thank you. I hope you learned something from this typing. Maraming salamat po sa mga nag-join. Ilan ba tayo dito? We have less than